It's Mac the Guru. This is my review for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. This is one of the weirdest movies you will ever watch. I have never quite seen something like this where the acting is so superb. Jonathan Majors, Paul Rudd, they did an amazing job acting. Catherine Newton, she was good in it. Michelle Pfeiffer was great in it. Michael Douglas, everybody did a great job acting. So you're blown away from an acting standpoint. But then when the movie finished, you go, it was an okay movie. Usually when you're blown away from an acting standpoint and the movie finished, you really love the movie. Make sure you subscribe if this your first time here too, and check out the other content. But you really love the movie when you first see it and you recognize the great acting performances. But you don't in this. And it's a few things that happen why I think a lot of people will feel the same way once they see it. One is MODOK. This guy was horrible. I watched it with my son. He looked at me and said, why his face that big? That's what he said. Why his face that big? Man, that guy was horrible. Not the actor, but the actual character and how they had him looking. It just looked bad. So that was a loss. Then it's 2 hours and 19 minutes. And a lot of time when they in this quantum world, it's a lot of stuff that they should have just edited a little more and cut it down a little more. I think people might have liked this a little better if it was an hour and 55 minutes. And when I say like this a little better, I'm not saying it was a horrible movie, but it was just good. It was just like, okay, this is a cool movie. And maybe we all need to lower our expectations a little bit, because I think that run that they had up until Infinity War Endgame, they had a run of about 3-4 years, maybe even 5 years, where it's like the best comic run ever that we've ever seen. And it tied together, but they had individual movies too. Now it's kind of like they trying to make everything tie together so much. Like, it can tie to something, but the whole movie, don't gotta tie back to everything that's going in the MCU. Like, maybe they should have just made a standalone movie, because one of the biggest problems with this is Ant-Man is going up against Kang the Conqueror, and it's like, bro, this is a mismatch of all proportions. This is a center backing down a point guard. This is just don't supposed to happen. Like, he's completely overmatched. The Wasp is overmatched. All of them. But somehow they defeated Kang. And I don't think he's gone for good. I think he definitely will be back. That version of Kang will be back. And where he went, I think he's going to have more time to create whatever he wants to create. And it won't take as much time to create it. And I do got to say, I know some people didn't like them post-credit scenes, but I loved both of them. That was a plus. The plus was the acting by everybody, and the post-credit scene, and the opening scene, or the first act. All of those was great to me. Like, the backstory with Kang and Janet, that was great. They had some real pluses. It was just a little too long, and maybe the storyline could have been brushed up. The CGI could have been better. Actually, let me stop right there. That was another big problem. The CGI, it just wasn't captivating enough. Like, when they first get to the quantum world, I was captivated. I'm like, wow, this looked good. You know how when you watch Avatar, you was just captivated by everything? I stayed captivated when I watched the new Avatar, right? I didn't stay captivated in the quantum world. After a while, it just it just wasn't looking as good, as captivating. So that was a problem, and I think that's why it felt longer than it really was. It felt longer than 2 hours and 19 minutes. It felt like it was maybe 2 hours and 50 minutes, and I think the CGI just could have been better, and they could have made it look a little more captivating. I mean, we in a quantum world, you can take this a bunch of different ways, so they could have did a better job there. But overall, good movie. Out of 7 stars, I will give this movie a 4.9 out of 7 stars. And if you do the math on that, it's 70%. I can't go too low because the acting was great, but the CGI, the length, all the things I explained, that's why I'm giving it a 4.9. I am looking forward to seeing more of Kang. He was definitely a standout performer in this movie with Jonathan Majors. And I'm also wondering, do Earth 616, that's the main Earth with all our superheroes, do they have their own version of Kang that want to conquer the other Kangs? Because that's what I think Kang is about. It's not just conquering, different universes. Kang is actually battling with the other versions of himself, and then of course they showed the 3 big main versions or superior versions to the other ones in the post-credit scene. But that post-credit scene was amazing to me. Just seeing some of them historical, some of them serious. You just seeing all the different versions. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this movie once y'all seen it. Do you agree with the 4.9 out of 7? Do you think it was worse or better? And who was the standout performers to you in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? It's Mac the Guru. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that like button so the video spread. And as always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.